Good evening. 5 days ago, over in California, a group of parents have filed a lawsuit against the state because a new curriculum in the public school system was having their children openly pray to 5 Aztec gods. You know that weird feeling when your kid comes home from school and you look at him and you say, "Hey son, how was class?" And he turns to you and he says, "Not bad, Dad. We learned a little math, we learned a little science, and then we had to pray to the Aztec gods." Now you might think that's a ridiculous notion and would never happen. However, over in California, it is. In fact, 5 days ago, a civil rights group, alongside several parents, they have filed a lawsuit against the state of California over the state's implementation of a public school curriculum, which reportedly has the students praying to Aztec gods. Now, the civil rights group which is leading this lawsuit is called Californians for Equal Rights Foundation, and here's what their president said about this lawsuit. The curriculum's unequivocal promotion of 5 Aztec gods or deities through repetitive chanting and affirmation of their symbolic principles constitutes an unlawful government preference toward a particular religious practice. And besides this preferential treatment by the government, he also questioned why these specific deities were chosen for worship. Here's what he said. This public endorsement of the Aztec religion fundamentally erodes equal education rights and irresponsibly glorifies anthropomorphic male deities whose religious rituals involved gruesome human sacrifice and human dismemberment. Now, this lawsuit was filed 5 days ago in the Superior Court of California over in San Diego County. And alongside the civil rights group, the plaintiffs also include 3 parents whose kids are currently enrolled in the California school system. And inside of this legal complaint, it details how the California Board of Education, it approved what they called an ethnic studies model curriculum, which includes, among several other things, a section on affirmation, chants, and energizers, which again has the students engaging in a pagan prayer in which they, quote, address the deities both by their name and their traditional titles, recognize them as sources of power and knowledge, invoke their assistance, and give them thanks. Furthermore, this lawsuit states that the curriculum also includes something called the Ash Affirmation, which, quote, invokes the divine forces of the Yoruba religion 4 times, honoring this divine force and seeking assistance for the school day. And then, in case you've never heard of it, here's how the lawsuit describes what Yoruba is. Quote, it's an ancient philosophical concept that is the root of many pagan religions, including Santeria and Haitian Vodou or Voodoo. And furthermore, according to this legal complaint, it outlines how the California Board of Education appointed a man by the name of R. Tolteca Coathan to chair a committee which was tasked with developing an ethnic studies model curriculum, which eventually became what we're talking about now. And this man, Mr. Tolteca Coathan, 2 years ago, he co-authored a book called Rethinking Ethnic Studies, wherein he, and this is according to the lawsuit, quote, demonstrates an animus towards Christianity and Catholicism, claiming that Christians committed theocide, i.e. killing gods, against indigenous tribes. However, the irony of having kids pray to gods to whom there were literal human sacrifices while criticizing Christianity for committing theocide seems to potentially have been lost in the curriculum. However, here's how the lawyers in this case, here's how they describe it. The Aztecs regularly perform gruesome and horrific acts for the sole purpose of pacifying and appeasing the very beings that the prayers from the curriculum invoke. The human sacrifice, cutting out of human hearts, flaying of victims, and wearing their skin are a matter of historical record. Along with sacrifices of war prisoners and other repulsive acts and ceremonies the Aztecs conducted to honor their deities. And besides all that, regardless of the method or object of worship, their argument in this case is more so that the state should not be pushing any type of religious ritual onto kids. Here's specifically how their lawyers explain their legal position. Our clients have both a religious and civic objection to the Aztec prayer, and they do not want their children chanting it, being asked or pressured to do so, or risking ostracism if they refuse. Under both the California and United States constitutions, they have the right to expect all branches of the state government, including the State Board of Education and the Department of Education, to respect this choice. Furthermore, all Californians have the right to expect that tax-supported public schools will not aid or promote this religion. Now, we here at the Epoch Times, we did reach out to the California Attorney General for comment on this case, but we've yet to hear back.